it's me, Jill, and welcome to Jill Informed. This is a recap of The Real Housewives of Orange County, Season 12, Episode 10, Loose Lips Sink Friendships. Well, Vicki is planning her own birthday party. Everyone will wear black and white, and I'll be in a red dress. What are you, 13? Vicki? I mean, there is no woman that needs more attention than Vicki Gunvalson. She's on the phone and telling Brianna what the plans are for her birthday party. And she says, and we'll have a roast. And Brianna's on the phone, but you can tell like she has a look of horror on her face. And she says, why are you going to do that? And Vicki's like, what do you mean? That's where people talk crap about you. No, I just want them to say the nice things. Brianna's like, that's not what a roast is. Whose idea was this? And she said, a friend of mine thought it would be funny. And Brianna's like, no, that would be terrible. Mom, you are so insecure. You would be crying the entire time. And Vicki goes, oh, well, I don't want to be crying at my birthday party. Oh, God. Oh. Lydia and Meghan go walking in the mountains. That did not go well. Lydia, you need to rethink this whole I'm a friend whisperer thing because you are terrible at it, girl. Terrible. You can't get through a conversation without putting your foot in your mouth. Meghan is rehashing the whole drag queen bingo night and the fight she got into with Kelly. And she's saying how she said such terrible things about her marriage. Lydia said, well, you kind of both did. Meghan accused Kelly of having a boyfriend, and Kelly accused Jim Edmonds of having a 10-year affair. Things weren't good on either side. Lydia, all you had to do was say, well, I kind of see Kelly's side of things too, because both of you said bad things about each other's marriages. Then, if Meghan would have said, it's not the same thing. Well, okay, it's not exactly the same thing. You accused her of cheating, and she accused your husband of cheating. Neither one of those things is very good for a marriage. I don't think one is worse than the other. If Lydia would have just put it that way, maybe Meghan wouldn't have gone all baby hormonal on her and freaked the hell out. She's crying. I can't understand. I can't believe you're saying that. And she goes, you know, I'm here walking with you in the mountains and my baby has to feed from a bottle. Slow your roll there, Meghan, because I'm sure mostly that has to do with your contract with Bravo. And apparently Lydia doesn't want to be there either because Roman's almost going to get up from his nap. So neither of you new mommies wanted to be having a walk in the mountains in the first place. Maybe that's why Lydia did it. Maybe Lydia was just trying to end the walk quickly so she could be home before Roman gets up from his nap. But either way, Lydia, you are the worst friendship whisperer ever. Oh, I think you're going to have to find another hobby. Then for some comic relief, we have Tamra in the kitchen trying to make a cheesecake for Eddie. Anyway, Vicki calls her and she's like in a panic. They decide that they're going to meet for coffee. Vicki's trying to joke around and tease her. You don't know how to make a cheesecake? And Tamra's like, whatever. There's a little bit of a shade of the old Lucy and Ethel team. So those two have agreed to meet for coffee. Then we see Peggy and Deco. Peggy, why don't you know American phrases? Where did you grow up? Where did you go to school? Why don't you know American phrases like everybody else? I'm going to get to the bottom of this whole thing with you. Before the season ends, I will have your story figured out. In the meantime, she doesn't know the phrase, does a bear shit in the woods? Where does the bear live? Deco's like, what? Where does the bear live? If the bear lives in the woods, then the bear will poop in the woods. Okay. So this is a birthday-centric episode because not only is it Vicki's birthday, but it's Eddie's birthday, Maverick's birthday. and Shannon's birthday. Oh, the scene at Shannon's house where the kids are in the kitchen working on a birthday cake for her, and she is in the living room with David having the most uncomfortable conversation I have ever witnessed. I felt embarrassed that I was hearing this. This should not have been filmed. David, oh my God, dude, I feel your pain. I was as nervous that you were going to say the wrong thing as you were. Everything Shannon says feels like a setup to me. She had the best birthday ever last year because David surprised her with a vow renewal. Are you kidding me, Shannon? A vow renewal? You know that's the kiss of death for any marriage. So she says, where do you think we stand a year later? David, easy, buddy. Careful. Careful how you answer that. He's becoming visibly uncomfortable. I could feel him sweating. And I mean, you could hear a pin drop. It's like all of us at home are going, easy now. Take it slow, buddy. What are you gonna say? Well, dear, to be honest, I wish we were in a better place. The last 6 months have been hard for you, and you've been under a lot of stress, and I don't do well when you're stressed out. Oh, buddy, what the hell? Shannon, so it was all my fault. I was obsessing. He's like, no, I'm not saying that. Well, yes, you are, David. You're saying it was all my fault because I couldn't get over Vicki. Finally, he just bails. Well, I'm going to go see how the girls are doing in the kitchen. Then the girls bring out the dinner and the entire family's holding hands. David is saying grace, and David mentions the vow renewal and that he hopes they can get back to that place again in front of the children. Dude, I don't know how much money you make, but it better be enough for years of therapy for all 3 of your kids. And frankly me, because I've got to witness this whole thing too. Cut to Vickis Party and everyone's getting ready in the bathroom. Quick question, why is her brother Billy sitting on the vanity in her bathroom while she and her sister get made up and get their makeup and hair done? Slightly creepy, right? Oh, and here's a bad idea. As a little gift from Brianna's husband and Steve, I don't know, Vicki got a gun for her birthday. A gun. Vicki with a gun. Let's take a moment to kind of process what that all would look like. At the same time Vickis party is going on, it's also Eddie's party at this really cool restaurant. I took pictures of every single thing of food they ordered because the way they presented each entree was so cool. There was like a giant sword for the people that ordered a swordfish, and there was like this chicken. There was Pop-Tarts that came in a toaster. Popcorn shrimp came in a popcorn machine. Everything was just really cool. It was Tamra, Meghan, and her mom were there. Shannon and David were there. And some other people. The drinks, like there was a Buddhalicious martini or something like that that came with a, oh my gosh, it was like a bridge and a Buddha, and the drinks were all like smoking with dry ice. It was really neat. Oh, I want to go there. It was so cool. Anyway, back to Vickis party. Lydia and Peggy are talking, and I could not follow this. Lydia was asking her if she got invited to Eddie's party. I think she said that Shannon was planning it, which that's really weird unless she meant to say Tamra. But she said that Shannon called her and invited her, and apparently she said yes. And then she said that was when Maverick's birthday party was gonna be, and she told her she couldn't go, but I think she just left her a message because then Shannon never called her back, and she's like, I think she might be mad at me. And Peggy said, you told her you would go? And she said, yeah, but then that was like a month ago. Peggy's like, oh, well, you know, you should have gone. Lydia goes, so you think I was in the wrong? Peggy's like, yeah, kinda. Then Gretchen and Slade, Lizzie, and Vicki's friend Ricky all show up together. And Gretchen, still rocking the light frosted lip. And let me just say, she was serving 80s pageant queen, hair to toe. But all anybody could keep talking about was Lizzie's hair was straight. So what? People were acting like they couldn't even recognize Lizzie because her hair was straight. Okay, this is weird. And Vicki, oh my God, did nobody pay attention to you as a child? I'm here. She starts singing happy birthday to herself. Oh my gosh. Oh, and when her brother Billy decides to make a speech, did you see that chair Vicki sat in? It was like she was a princess in this giant white chair that Vicki had like sat down in, like, everybody, attention on me. Look at me, the birthday girl. Okay. So we end with what was the big teaser of this episode, the Eddie is gay comments. This was the worst part of the show to me. I got news for you. I do not think Eddie's gay. But the thing that bothered me so much about how that discussion was presented was that, of course, Bravo wants us to think it just organically happened. But that guy, Ricky, the one who made the actual claim, I'm sorry, you came with Gretchen, Slade, and Lizzie. You want us to believe that you guys didn't work this all out in the car about how you're going to have this conversation on camera. I'm not buying that for one single second. This was so orchestrated. It really kind of came out of nowhere. There wasn't even a good segue to the conversation. Gretchen took on this really weird role, almost like she was defending Tamra and like she was giving Ricky the hard questions. So Gretchen says, do you know if Eddie's gay or not? And he nods his head, yes. I saw him making out with another guy. And then there's the, oh, are you sure it wasn't just like a kiss on the cheek, hello, goodbye? And he goes, oh no, there was tongue. Oh, Ricky, who it turns out was the best man at Eddie and Tamra's wedding. Nice friends you guys all have. So, you know, Gretchen, hard-hitting reporter, then follows up with, well, if you knew that, why didn't you tell her? And Ricky says, well, you know, I don't know. I thought maybe she was into that. I thought she knew. Oh, okay, all right. So everyone's like backing down with that. Like, all right, you thought she already knew. So yeah, I get it. I get it. That makes sense. And then Vicki to the confession cam. Oh, la. I don't want to hear any of this. Please don't tell me things. I just made plans to have lunch with her, so please don't tell me anything. And then she's like, yeah, tell me everything. That's how this episode ends. And there's problems with all of these women. Tamra is no saint, for sure. I don't know. I don't really feel sorry for anybody here because you know that if this story was happening about somebody else, that Tamra would be the one who would be on top of it, keeping it alive, keeping the story going, and it would be all about that. So it's not like I feel real sorry for her, but I don't think it's true. That's it for this episode. Please tune in next week. I have a new Real Housewives of Orange County recap right here every Monday at 1 o'clock Central Time. So don't forget to tune in next week. As always, thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so, and please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Click on that bell if you would like to get notifications for my next video. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.